one of my biggest problems with running is my health anxiety, so I tend to get palpitations when I run, and that just makes me stop. Is that 1k yet?
How often do you run?
Never.
Never?
Never.
Hey, I'm Sean, and welcome to Adventure Everything. I'm a vlogger from Scotland, and I use travel as a vehicle to face my fears, live freely, and to harness my anxiety as a power for good. Will you join me on the road? Hit the subscribe button down below. Hello my fellow adventurers, I hope you are doing well in this lockdown period, and I want to announce right here in today's video a brand new series for you on this channel, Adventure Everything, to keep us going, to keep us dreaming about adventure until we hit the other side of this whole mess, this virus situation, until we are free to go and do things that we want to do. I'm going to be telling stories, looking back at my previous journeys and adventures that I think would be relevant to share here on this channel that I've never done before. Things that I might have vlogged in my main channel which probably weren't relevant over there and I didn't really know how to talk about them, but I can kind of give them a bit of better context. So that's what I'm going to be doing, starting here today with this video, this story of how I ran 10k with zero preparation, zero fitness, absolutely no fitness whatsoever, and no kind of belief that I could ever do such a thing. Even to this day, I kind of look back and think, how did that happen? I mean, that was basically impossible. But this is a story of kind of mind over matter and having the right person there to kind of show you the way. So thank you very much everybody for joining in. My name is Sean, and this channel, Adventure Everything, is where we talk about things that inspire us to push our limits, face our fears, go and see places, see the world, and meet people. That is basically the crux of the matter. So thank you very much for joining in. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, join this family, join this growing community, and let's go from there. So in the video I'm showing you today, I was on a bit of a weekend getaway with a really good mate of mine. We went up to a place called Kenmore in the Scottish Highlands. It was supposed to be a relaxing trip, right? Which it was in most senses, but John Loughton, one of my best mates, he is a glutton for punishment. He likes to exercise, he likes to run. I don't, all right? But he had other plans, and he said to me, Sean, we're going to wake up early and we're going to go for a bit of a run. And the whole while he was talking about it, it made it sound out to me that he was going for a, maybe a 10-15 minute run. He didn't say otherwise that that's what we were not going to be doing. It was snowy weather. I had peroxide blonde hair back then, which is something we just won't discuss right now. Anyway, we set off on this cold run and got going into the Scottish wilderness.
Is that 1k yet? Johnny boy!
We were just running and keeping going, and he was like going through all these motivational things with me, these kind of process of getting people to go a bit further than they thought they might. I was kind of thinking about stopping, I might have been in pain, I was breathing a lot, and he was like, just pushing, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. We kept going to that next vantage point, that next round the corner section, and we just kept going without stopping. He kept pushing me on.
It's really beautiful. I mean, if there's going to be a place I'm going to die, this is the place. Snow in the hills. How often do you run like this, John?
How often?
Aye.
Most days. Whenever I travel on my way running work, stick on my trainers and head on out. If you're like me, I need an instant gratification fix of success. Running's the way to do it. Put in a short-term bit of effort, you feel good for the rest of the day. No matter what happens, you feel like you've achieved something. It gives me time to plan my day, give my mind to myself, because so often on social media and my training and my charities and my business, I have to give myself to everyone else. This is a space to give myself to me.
Aye.
As cheesy as that sounds, you need to find something that's your own brain space. Exercise is one of the 3 things that keeps me stable and happy. Other 2 is inspiring others and being successful at work. Exercise and fitness. And the 3rd one is having a laugh and being stupid.
Oh, you're good at that, no?
How often do you run?
Never.
Never?
Never.
One thing I should say about John Loughton is he, in his professional life, He is, he's a very motivational person. He's somebody who has overcome a lot in his life. He was a champion on Big Brother as a very young man. A young Scottish man. He went to London and won Big Brother. He has helped so many people, whether that is like charitable organisations, whether that's chief executives, through his motivational coaching methods. He's a very, very clever guy and somebody who inspires people, and that's his big thing. So on this trip, on this journey, on this running, he inspired me to keep going. And basically the time got going, I was like dying. I could not believe that this was me going, but John kept me going. He kept pushing me, he kept motivating me. All the while, like I said, sneaky bugger, he had a plan. He had a plan because he wanted to hit 10 kilometers. Guys, I am not a fit man now. Even back then I wasn't fit either. I have not had fitness for a very long time. Now of course I want to change that. I really want to change that. I want to do something about that. But the very fact of the matter is, back then and as I am now, that was only probably just over a year ago, I am not fit. I'm not a fit person. And unfit people like me should not be able to run 10 kilometers, let alone 3 kilometers, right? And in fact, the thought of it even gives me anxiety. I don't like the feeling of being so worked up in my body that my heart's pumping out my chest. That gives me deep anxiety. I don't like it. So I wouldn't purposely go out there in a set to do something like a 10 kilometer goal. But, John was motivating me as we were going along, saying things that kind of made me make more steps and just keep going, basically.
Pushing through pain.
Yep. Doesn't matter what you face on the road, you need to manage yourself. I can't control the weather, I can't control the roads, but I can control me, how fast I run, my attitude to it, staying hydrated, pushing through it. Like, I'm quite a big guy. Snow hits me, hills hit me, wind hits me, but you have to just say it's doable if you just have the right mindset and don't listen to your first no. Your body will try and tell you no.
My first no was way back on the bridge.
And what are you saying?
Saying aye.
Saying what?
Aye.
Saying what?
Aye.
Absolutely.
Aye. One of my biggest problems with running is my health anxiety, so I tend to get palpitations when I run, and that just makes me stop.
Go on, son, right for the trees, go on.
John has been pushing me on despite the snow. Look at this. Hey, Castle. It's a bit like corner of the Holyrood Pass. John's like having fun here, running circles around me. Do you find that running gets you to know places better when you're travelling?
Love it. Culture, history. It sounds stupid, but it makes you remember what matters. Standard nature, we're saying hello to dog walkers, you're feeling good, the endorphins, the energy, the science behind running is so good for you. The oxygenation of your brain, it brings you alive. It's where I have my best ideas. And weirdly, you know how we'll hold a grudge, we get annoyed with people or angry at things?
Yeah.
Running's when I decide to let go. Take the weight off the shoulder and think, peace be peace, bygones be bygones. Don't look back, focus on where you're going next.
John's sneaky and cunning plan was to get to 10 kilometers without telling me, any notion of how far we had run. And you know what? We bloody made it. I have no idea how I got to 10 kilometers, guys. I have no idea. Like, thinking back on it, how did I manage to go 10 kilometers? I mean, it's not a massive distance by any means. There's people who do half marathons and whole marathons for fun on every single Sunday, but like me, somebody who is not trained and unfit. And I think to get to the bottom of the answer of it, it is basically about mindset. John was able to flick a switch in my mindset, challenging me and knowing the things to say to me that would make me want to push on. That's what he kept doing. He kept pushing that button. In my mind, it made me want to go further.
A good runner, he never goes fast or far, but looking at how far they've come, look where they want to go.
I think the truth is, like, I would have stopped if it wasn't for you pushing me on.
It's all choice. It's all choice. Tired doesn't exist, it's a mindset. But look at this road in front of you, right? Straight road, flat road. You can choose to turn around and run for it or nail it. And it's better to do it slowly and hard than to never do it. So many people look back and regret. So many times I've wasted my life, I'm too old now, I wish I'd done it when I was younger, I wish I'd gave it a go, I wish I went that bit further. Well, don't wish, try. And the problem is we're scared of failure. People say no to stuff. Like, I was 24.5 stone. That's about 140 kilograms, 145 kilograms. And I had bigger boobs than my mum, right round my back, huge levels of fat, massive chins. I was so insecure and nervous to go to a gym to run. I thought I was going to have a heart attack, and I didn't like doing stuff I was shit at. But it's through perseverance and not being scared of failure. You cannot fail by trying. It's better to fail trying than to fail to try.
I like that.
But think about it. What would all the big inventors or leaders or mavericks or entrepreneurs of the world, the people that I call the pirates sailing the sea, if they all gave up after their first failure, we wouldn't have enjoyed so many of the things we had.
Yeah.
Whereas Thomas Edison famously took 4,000 attempts to get a light bulb to work. Who does something, right?
4,000 times.
3,999 times and goes, don't worry, next one's got to work.
I like that. That's a good metaphor for life.
And it's a bit of flipping mindset. That's what it is. Mind over matter. And I think with the right words and the right kind of inspiration, you can do things that you thought were impossible. And that is certainly what pushed me on. You know, sometimes it just takes the right coach, which is what John was to me that day. But the basic fact of how did I run 10 kilometers with zero training and zero fitness, it was a pure mindset switch. It was not thinking about the number. It was basically the thought of how can you get to that next waypoint that's just over there, you can see it. And then once you get to there, it's like, so how can we get to that next point? Can we keep doing that? And then if you keep adding up those waypoints, the mindset of taking in those small challenges gets you to that bigger goal of 10 kilometers. I was absolutely astounded that I managed it. I could not believe it. Anyway, this is a story I wanted to share with you guys because 10 kilometers is something that I was massively impressed with and proud of at the time. And like I said, I had no idea how I did it. I don't think I've ever ran 10 kilometers in my whole life. But thinking about that trip makes me realize that, you know, I can achieve things like that in terms of fitness and stamina. And everything that's in my mind now telling me why I can't get fit, I can't go to the gym and work out, I can't lose weight is actually just all in my head. If those are things that I want, if I want fitness, if I want stamina, I can get them. But it's mindset. It's finding that inner strength to keep going when your body is hurting and telling you to stop. You know, the anxiety I have in my head, how can I suppress those feelings when I'm working out? How can I keep going? How can I do it regularly, consistently? And I think it's just a case of just doing it. For the rest of the trip, we went some amazing walks. It's a beautiful part of Scotland, and I wanted to finish this episode on a really kind of scenic part of that trip that we did. We walked up a hill and got some great vantage points, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this.
Funny thing about Scotland is that it can be sunshine one minute and then snow the next. 4 seasons in a day, as we say. John has taken us on a wee woodland walk from Kenmore village up into the wooded forest. Get some fresh Scottish air in our lungs. Not as if I need any more of that after the run we went this morning, but adventure everything. The victory bottle.
And just a final word on John. John launched a non-for-profit enterprise, you know, a couple of years ago now, which served as an outlet for youth, you know, who might have been struggling and facing challenges in their home life to learn how to cook and become chefs. But now with this COVID crisis, John has flipped that enterprise into not only bringing youth into that journey of becoming professional qualified chefs and have a great opportunity into the career ladder, but is also now creating meals, free, hot, healthy meals for vulnerable people in Edinburgh, and they are doing thousands and thousands of meals every week to people who cannot leave their door because they might be vulnerable. He's actually launched a Just Giving campaign. If you'd be interested to check it out, there is a link down below where he is raising funds to alleviate the suffering of people who maybe can't get out to get meals every day. I'd be very grateful if you go and check that out. He is raising money on Just Giving. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Adventure Everything. There is more coming every single Saturday right here on this channel. I have got a whole bunch of content for you guys ready and waiting, and I'm very excited to take this forward. So great to speak to you, but until the next adventure, have a good night, morning, evening, afternoon, or whatever time of day it is wherever you are in the world. Take care.